did.
Really?
I'm ready to go be a tourist just outside of Jonesboro. It was settled by the Confederate War veterans who decided to name the community Goobertown after the crops they grew around the area. Peanuts were referred to as goobers.
Holy cow.
Small town.
Yeah?
Yep.
You got to love that Google machine. It'll prove you wrong every time. You think there's no way some place is called Goobertown. And
I thought that was a sarcastic answer on somebody's entry for me.
I did too. And Jason Winkle just barely rolling down the front stretch. Hobby Time Motorsports Safety Crew is going to have to go over and check out the 88. See what is up with the driver out of Seneth, Missouri. Scotty Allen looking pretty sporty in that Thunderstang. The new and improved. That's Thunderstang 2.0. Sub 18-second lap for Scotty, a 17.992, and it came on his last lap during that round. So getting faster as the night goes along. Superstock's coming out and working the top side. I don't think they're working that in for themselves. I think they may be working that in for that other class that's here. It's a team effort.
Well, you know, they take center stage on Saturday night, so you got to be a team player, right?
Yep. Tonight's all about you guys.
I have seen nights where they would have had to have, work the track in for 45 minutes, maybe an hour, hour and a half. I don't see that happening tonight. Looks like the racetrack's in great condition tonight. As we get ready to bring out 4 late model heats, I think I'm seeing this track already, Shane, just through late model qualifying. It surely seemed like it slowed down a little bit there towards the end. So I think this track is going to change quite a bit over the course of tonight.
I'd agree with you. This third night that got added, obviously with all the rainouts, you talked about it earlier, kind of a much needed additional race. I think maybe you got noticed some drivers that I had not seen here yet this year, maybe because of that third night, you think, having a 3-day show?
I think anytime a guy can leave the house, pull into a racetrack, and park for 3 nights and not have to go anywhere, sure saves you on the fuel bill, transportation costs, and all that stuff of being able to come and park and run 3 nights. And, you get a couple of nights of action in, and by night number 3, you should have a feel of things at the racetrack. Obviously, it's come Saturday night. We'll probably see a completely different racetrack than what we're seeing tonight and tomorrow night. So throw a completely different curveball at them. But, yeah, I think we've got a lot of guys that are coming out. It's late in the season. You got a lot of guys that want to get that last-ditch effort in, effort to get a race in. And a lot of guys one more chance to put a win in the books before the end of the season. You talked about it earlier. You know, you've seen Brandon Overton out there. That's a new face that we've seen in here tonight, and also good to see the 46 of Earl Pearson Jr. back out here and intended to run the full MLRA season. Had some issues there, and seen him off the tour since June, but it is definitely great to see Earl Pearson Jr. back out in the 46 machine, reuniting with the Black Diamond Racing camp this weekend.
Saw the 1J of Josh Jones get a little sideways on that last lap. He had turned a 17.978 in his first lap out, so he is the fastest in this group. So only a handful of drivers putting sub 18 second lap ups on the board, Josh Jones being one of them. Scotty Allen do it in the session before that with a 17.992. Gary Clark, Whitney Nunley, and Bradley Tucker, all three did it in the session right before that. And you're starting to see a little bit of a pattern with those drivers. Gary Clark, probably the fastest out on the track that we have seen since the opening ceremonies. And we see the Midwest Late Model Racing Association Cars and Stars starting to roll out from over in turn number 2.
All right, first of 4 Lucas Oil MLRA heat races of the night, rolling out onto the Diamond and Dirt tracks. Get action underway here for the 5th annual, or shouldn't say 5th annual. First night of 3, let's go with that, for the MLRA Fall Nationals, a picture-perfect night. Nice breeze outside as we set the starting field here in Flow Sports Heat Race number 1 is Stormy Scott, the driver out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, going to sit on the pole position alongside of the driver out of Warrensburg, Missouri. That's the 65 car of John Benning. To the inside of row number 2, that's the Deuce Nickel, the 25 of Chad Simpson, your current MLRA point leader in the Longhorn chassis, alongside of Justin Wells out of Aurora, Missouri, in a TNT Scott Bailey powered car number 49. Row 3, that's going to be the 8 car of Dylan McCowan, the Sonic entry out of Urbana, Missouri. Alongside out of Jacksonville, Florida, the Black Diamond, the veteran, the 46, the Hurricane, Earl Pearson Jr. Back in row 4, that's the 11T. It's going to be Trevor Gundaker out of St. Charles, Missouri, alongside the 10M of Jacob McGee out of Caney, Kansas, and Sean Knuckles out of Elsnore, Missouri in the 1S. All right, so big storyline right there. We will try and get a scoop right there, but the 8 machine of Dylan McCowan scheduled to be in this heat race, not out on the racetrack. Driver coming into tonight's racing action 4th in championship points, not out on the Speedway here in Flow Sports Heat Race number 1. Caution lights are out. All eyes on the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone flags over in turn number 4. 8 laps of distance, Stormy Scott, John Benning. Side by side on the front row, about to take his green. Action underway. The Fall Nationals underway here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. John Benning with a great jump from the outside front row, starting position in car number 65. He'll shoot down the back chute, but not before the caution will fly. Caution on the racetrack. All right, we are still green. Still green on the racetrack. I'm looking on the back stretch.
I've seen it all night too, yeah.
Off the racetrack. So John Benning out in front, battling out with Stormy Scott down the back straightaway. John Benning shows the way. The 65 machine. Scott down to the inside. Right behind them it is Chad Simpson and Justin Wells rounding out your top 4 here on lap number 2. Still battling. Great momentum off the top side of the racetrack for John Benning right there in the Hicks Bricks car number 65 as he works the top side cushion. led this one from the get-go from his outside front row starting spot. Stormy Scott in that 2S machine alongside as these two continue to battle it out. About a half a straightaway up in front of Chad Simpson right now, who sits by himself in that third spot on the racetrack. Is halfway home for John Benning. What a big win this would be for the driver out of Warrensburg, Missouri.
No wins on the season, only 4 top 5, so he is having one of the best runs he's had all year long. But Stormy is looking to the inside off of 4, winding down on laps.
John Benning, a limited racer. He doesn't race a lot. He's got a busy working life like a lot of these race car drivers. Gets to come out and play when it's convenient, when he's not out on the road working. So he's not one of those guys that's got a lot of starts on the season, but he is making it worth it here tonight as Stormy Scott running out of laps. 2 laps to go. As Stormy still trying to find a way down to the inside. This is the battle for the pole position in tonight's 5,000 to win weekend kickoff here at the Lucas Oil Speedway as the white flag will fly for the driver of the 65 machine. Stormy Scott up alongside, final time, slow and easy, back to the throttle, down the back chute. Stormy gonna put it down deep on the bottom side. John Benning on the top side cushion, picking up his first MLRA heat race win of the year. John Benning out of Warrensburg, Missouri gets the job done over Stormy Scott. Chad Simpson will bring the Deuce Nickel home in third. Justin Wells rounds out your top 4 as all 4 of those drivers will move on in a nice A-feature event. But how about the win right there for the driver of the Pub 13 sponsored entry at CMS. Hicks Bricks Design, All Pro Electrical. Scott Bailey powered, car number 65. Big round of applause. A big win right here for John Benning out of Warrensburg, Missouri. Gets the job done. Stormy Scott will lock into the feature tonight in that 2S machine in the second position. Chad Simpson and Justin Wells also moving on. Everybody else going to come through one of those 2 B mains. Coming up a little bit later on tonight to set that 24-car starting grid with 34 Lucas Oil MLRA late models checked in for the weekend, or night number 1, I should say. With some additional drivers planning to come in later on in the weekend. As we'll set the starting grid here in Simpson Race Products, heat race number 2, and on the pole position, that's going to be the 15 of Tyler Kuykendall out of Warsaw, Missouri, alongside primetime Tony Jackson Jr., the driver out of Lebanon, Missouri, in car number 56. Row 2, the 1X of Aaron Morant, the 1T of Tucker Cox, and back in row 3, the 93, it's going to be Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia, in the Infinity, alongside the 11G of Gordy Gundaker, and back in row number 4, the 22 of Dustin Hodges, the 7 of Cole Wells. All eyes on the Nutrient Ag Solutions start zone. Great side-by-side start. Going to get a green on this one on the get-go. And Jackson going to follow in the footsteps of the 65 of Benning. Tries to take the lead on that top side. You see right there, the 1X machine backpedaling on lap number 1, but out in front it is Kuykendall showing the way over the veteran Tony Jackson Jr. here on lap number 1. Kuykendall, a great run up at the Lakeside Speedway. This is a car that they acquired mid-season. 16-year-old driver. First season behind the wheel of an open late model as he is starting to put a little gap between himself and Tony Jackson Jr. is now feeling the pressure from Brandon Overton. Overton in that Oberkramer, car number 93 here tonight. As they go side by side down into turn number 3. This is your battle for second. As these two are battling it out, opening up the door for Dustin Hodges. You see the 22 machine coming into view right there as well. Another MLRA Series regular. He's a former fast timer right here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. And that XR Rocket 1.2 riding in the 4 spot. It's out in front. Last time by, 0.928 seconds. Pretty much maintained that 0.89 that last time at the line over Brandon Overton.
But Brandon Overton's putting up the fastest laps right now. He is a good 1/10 of a second faster than Tyler Kuykendall, and now that he has gotten past Tony Jackson Jr., starting to catch up with him little by little.
Got the clean air out there right now. He's got an opportunity as your top 4 have really distanced themselves from the field. Aaron Morant right now rides in that 5th spot. He's a full straightaway back there of that 4th and final transfer spot. As this time by, we're going to put 6 up on the board. Just 2 laps to go. Tyler Kuykendall looking for his 2nd career MLRA heat race win. His father, a former Lucas Oil MLRA Rookie of the Year winner. I won't tell you how far back it might age him a little bit. As down the back straightaway, final time by. They've taken the Barons Performance 1 to go as they get ready to come across the line. The driver of the 15 machine, Tyler Kuykendall. Keep an eye on this one. He picks up the win here at the Lucas Oil Speedway tonight over Brandon Overton just over 9/10 of a second. Tony Jackson Jr. will hold on to third. Dustin Hodges will grab the fourth spot. And Aaron Morant, Gordy Gundaker, Cole Wells, and Tucker Cox are all be feature bound here tonight at the Diamond Dirt Tracks. But right there you see him, race fans, the driver of the 15 machine. Picks up the win tonight from the pole position out of Warsaw, Missouri. Behind the wheel, the Scott Bailey-powered XR1 Rocket. Tyler Kuykendall, the driver of the Dwayne's Junk Removal, Martin Metal Studs, Petty John Plastering, T&K Automotive, American Family Insurance. Entry, 4 top 5s early in the season, right a year ago, I should say, at the Lucas Oil Speedway. 3 consecutive podium finishes to start off the month of August, so he is definitely having a great second half of the season. And the driver of car number 15, Tyler Kuykendall. All right, exiting off the track and entering is your Earnhardt Technologies Heat Race number 3. Sitting on the pole position, your Group B Fast qualifier tonight out of Oxford, Iowa. That's the Longhorn of Chris Simpson. And to his outside, that's the 36 car. It's going to be West Plains, Missouri's Logan Martin, a 2-time Lucas Oil MLRA feature winner. Caden Klatz out of Edina, Missouri, will occupy position number 3 alongside of Moody, Missouri's Austin Vincent in the 5V machine. Back in row 3, the 16, Rusty Griffon out of Festus, Missouri, and Tyler Stevens in car number 2 out of Searcy, Arkansas. In row 4, Daniel Hilsebeck, the Earlham, Iowa driver of the Capital Chassis, alongside of the Rocket of Alan Middendorf, the 7M machine. And rounding out the starting grid, scheduled to be Ryan Johnson, unable to make the call as we go lights out to the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. Simpson, Martin races at Simpson's wheel to get it started. Then Hoker Trucking car number 32, he will take his green, slides up the racetrack in front of Logan Martin, who's quickly going to pull that crossover down the back chute. He had a great run off the exit of turn number 2. As Logan Martin will ride P2 here on lap number 1 behind the 32 of Chris Simpson. Logan Martin, all sorts of sideways right there. Gets right in the groove of the 50 machine of Caden Klatz. Klatz got to back off, drops him back to the 4 spot, opens up the door for Tyler Stevens. Stevens, the Category 5 driver out of Searcy, Arkansas, car number 2, right now shot himself up to P3 on the board. Started back there in the 6th spot, so he has quickly raced himself into a qualifying position. You see these guys battling off the exit of turn number 4. We look back up front, 1.4 seconds, the advantage for Chris Simpson. Earnhardt Technologies Heat Race number 3 winner is going to the outside front row. Chris Simpson already picked up his first ever win right here at the Diamond Dirt Tracks over the Labor Day weekend. And the weekend kickoff event for the Ron Jenkins Memorial just a little bit over a month ago. Still very much a player in this championship, as we've seen a couple of weeks back, the Davenport Speedway, trouble for Chad Simpson, allowed Tony Jackson Jr. to drop off 65 points, reel himself back in. Has 6 nights to go, 2 laps to go in this one. Barrett Performance, 1 to go this time by from Bryson Leftwich as he shows the white to Chris Simpson. 17-time Lucas Oil MLRA feature winner out of Oxford, Iowa. Runner-up a year ago. He is coming across the line. He is your winner here at Earnhardt Technologies Heat Race number 3 at the Diamond Dirt Tracks. Logan Martin will grab the 2nd spot. Caden Klatz with a great run in that podium position number 3. And Tyler Stevens grabs the 4th and final transfer spot here in Heat Race number 3. But as he makes his way off the exit of turn number 4 on the Hot Rod Septic, Randy Davison Trucking, CJ Trucking, and Hoker Trucking car number 32. Big round of applause for the Cheap Cars 32 of Chris Simpson. Chris Simpson moving on to the outside front row, tonight's $5,000 to win weekend kickoff event. See Logan Martin right there, also young man looking for his 3rd career series win. As those drivers exit the speedway and we get our sights set for our 4th and final heat race of the night for your Lucas Oil MLRA late models, and that's Lucas Oil Products Heat Race number 4. And on the pole, that's the driver out of Jacksonville, Missouri, the 1M of Matt Johnson. Alongside, that's Ryan Gustin, the driver out of Marshalltown, Iowa, in the Infinity car number 19R, the Todd Cooney Motorsports entry. Back in row 2, Peyton Looney, the 15P out of Republic, Missouri, and the 9G of Joseph Gorby out of Bartlesville, Oklahoma. Starting in the 5th spot, it's going to be Tristan Chamberlain out of Richmond, Indiana. In Shreveport, Louisiana's Clayton Stuckey in car number 15. Final starters, the 11 of Jeff Herzog and Keith Hammett. Did not get a qualifying lap, but he will start scratch on the field in that 8th spot. As lights are out, final time to the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. Here in heat race action tonight. Night number 1, 3 big nights at the Lucas Oil Speedway. As Matt Johnson going to get a quick one on that one. His race to start, he goes early. Gets us started green. Ryan Gustin with a shot, but it gets turned down as a caution will come out. As yellow out on the racetrack before we get a lap in. All right, so Matt Johnson getting a jump before the first flag in the Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. You've got to wait until the first or the last flag in that Nutrien Ag Solutions start zone. The pole setter sets the pace on that. He jumped, so he went before the flag. He will be set back 1 row, as that'll now move Ryan Gustin to the pole position. Peyton Looney will now inherit the outside front row. Johnson back to the inside. And Joseph Gorby will retain that 4th position as we will try it one more time here in Lucas Oil Products heat race number 4, 4th and final. All right, lights are out. We'll try it one more time. Ryan Gustin, a 10-time MLRA winner. On the pole position, we're going to take us to the green. Picked up a big win last weekend, Boot Hill Speedway. As he gets his green here over Peyton Looney on lap number 1. Matt Johnson right back there on the bottom side, goes on attack of Peyton Looney. Keeping an eye on Clayton Stuckey in car number 15, Tristan Chamberlain. Those two are battling for that 4th and final transfer position as lap number 1. It is all Ryan Gustin here early on, but the battle is waging on for that 2nd spot. It's Matt Johnson doing everything he can to find a way around that 15-car Peyton Looney. Loses the grip off the exit of the corner. His top 3 drivers all circling the high line here of the Lucas Oil Speedway here on lap number 2. Gustin that last time by 15.502 second lap time. 15.437 this time, a whole half second faster than the field right now is the 19R. That's the Reaper Ryan Gustin, that Infiniti chassis. Carl Chevrolet on the hood of the driver out of Marshalltown, Iowa. He is halfway home in tonight's 4th and final heat race, and he is already out to a 2.18 second advantage. As we look back, that battle for second continues as Peyton Looney having a solid run here early on. The Antip Enterprises number 15. Trying to hold off Matt Johnson. Driving the 1X machine, Matt Johnson, a good 5th place run in the finale 1 year ago at the Ron Jenkins Memorial here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. So a guy that's got a lot of experience. He gets the 2 to go this time by. Right now, that 4th and final transfer spot just coming into the screen right there is Tristan Chamberlain, driver out of Indiana in car number 20. As the Barron's Performance 1 to go, out this time by for Ryan Gustin. Started on the outside of the front row. Looney, one more left-hand turn to hang on to a 2nd place position, but off the exit of 4. Lucas Oil Products heat race number 4 going home to Ryan Gustin. 2nd place will go to the 15 of Peyton Looney. Matt Johnson in 3rd. And a great charge by Tristan Chamberlain. Gets himself up inside that 4th and final transfer spot, but right there making his way down the front chute. No stranger to victory lane here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. That's the driver of the Cooney Motorsports, Alan Seamless Gutters, May Properties, Fertilizer Equipment Specialties, Mel Hamilton Racing, Carl Chevrolet, Murdy Farms, Midwest Sheet Metal, car number 19, the J. Dickens Power and Infinity of Ryan Gustin. Gustin in that beautiful hot pink look here this weekend. As Peyton Looney, Matt Johnson, and Tristan Chamberlain. You see your top 4 right there exiting off the racetrack. As that'll put a wrap on your Lucas Oil MLRA heat race action tonight. Next up, a couple of B mains. But before that, Shane, we got, what do we got? Group B practice for,
I think
for
we're
set
at
2?
Group R now, I think. I think they're just coming out whenever they want to.
Tell you
But
what,
it is just practice.
It's going to be a huge change for these guys.